Hi, I'm Dr. Larisa, the Channel Mum's Women's Health and Fertility Expert, and a very warm welcome back to the Channel Mum Fertility course. In this next video, I'm going to be sharing some top tips when you're trying to conceive and hopefully offering you some useful and simple switches that you can make when you're on this journey. It's important you have a balanced diet. Now, that kind of diet does involve eating good fats, which you get from oily fish, such as salmon, and also nuts and seeds. It doesn't mean cutting out fat altogether, because fat is actually really important. The fatty acids that we get for it are really important in terms of keeping you fit and healthy. So generally speaking, we want to be having a diet that's high in protein, low in carbs, and in particular low in the refined sugars, which we get, as we all know, from sweets and processed foods. You want to make sure you minimize the number of additives that are in your food, and make sure you're not overcooking your food, because that tends to kill all the nutrients. So trying to stay as raw as you can in terms of the fruit and vegetables that you have, and then also as organic as you can, if you can afford to do so, because this is important, as it means that the actual food that you eat isn't infected with lots of hormones and pesticides that can affect your own hormones and ability to get pregnant. The other really important thing is to also drink lots and lots of water, so to keep your body well hydrated. So exercise is really important, as much as diet, in terms of helping you to try and achieve that normal body mass index or normal weight that you should be, which is vital before you try and get pregnant. I mean, doing things maybe 3 times a week, setting yourself realistic goals that you can achieve, keeping things nice and simple. So trying not to overcomplicate it in terms of what you can and can't achieve. Try and incorporate things in terms of what you do every day. For example, if you take the escalator, why not take the normal stairs and walk? And that gets some exercise in. It's nice and simple, and it doesn't mean it's too strenuous on yourself. Your mindset. It's really, really important that when you're trying to get pregnant, you have a positive mindset about the whole experience. And I think most people find they're really excited initially as they start out, and then as it takes them longer and longer to conceive, they eventually start to lose hope. That's actually totally natural. The main message I want to get across is please don't give up hope. The whole idea of trying to have a baby is to also make it a pleasurable process for you and your partner. So trying to do lots of positive and nurturing things for one another, supporting each other as you go through this journey, and making sure that you stay sane throughout it. So sometimes that means doing other things, such as meditation. Personally, that's something I find that really helps me in my own life, taking a couple of minutes each day, whether it's as you get up in the morning or before you go to bed, to just still your mind and just to remember that actually this is all normal. Lots of other people are going through this experience with you, but that there is hope out there for you. We've also got to bear in mind stress. So stress is a really negative component when you're trying to do anything, and especially when you're trying to get pregnant. So trying to keep your stress levels down is actually really, really vital, because there is a mind-body connection. So things that can help you to reduce stress in your life are actually quite often holistic methods. So things such as acupuncture, hypnotherapy, massage that you can do on yourself or your partner can do on you, and quite often this helps the two of you to bond over this whole experience. Going for a walk every day, getting some exercise, doing some reading, doing things that give you pleasure. That's really important, to take time out in the day to actually focus on yourself and how you're feeling, and not losing sight of the fact that you're a human being who's doing the best that they absolutely can, and that's all that can be expected. And final thing to say about stress is to try and make sure that when you're talking about things, which can often be quite negative if you're struggling to get pregnant, to look at them in a really positive way. So when you say things such as, I can't cope with this anymore, turn that around and say things such as, I'm doing my best to cope with this, and actually this challenge is presenting a new opportunity for me to learn and to grow in my relationship with my partner. And then the final tip, which is basically composed of the no-nos in terms of trying to get pregnant. So these are things like caffeine, which increases your stress levels. The other absolute no-no is smoking. So this is really bad for both men and women. Smoking can definitely affect ovulation, all your hormones that regulate your fertility, and in men it can affect their sperm function and also the number of sperm that they have, along with other hormones. Alcohol is another no-no. Having 1 or 2 glasses a week isn't necessarily a really bad thing. Trying to cut it out completely obviously is the ideal, but if you can't manage to do that, just minimize the amount that you have, and absolutely never ever binge drink, which is where you have a lot of alcohol in one go, because that is a toxin that circulates in your body and affects every single organ. And the final no-no is the use of any recreational drugs. Now, I think we all know that even if you're not trying to get pregnant, using recreational drugs can have quite severe side effects. But this is something really important to consider because of the side effects to the baby, and in particular when that baby is at its very, very early stages of development. I hope that was helpful, and if you've been affected by any of the topics or issues discussed in the video, then please use the link below in order to connect to the new Channel Mum Trying to Conceive support group. We've created a special series of videos to help you at every stage of your journey in trying to get pregnant. I'm also going to be sharing my very special pregnancy and fertility smoothie that we will be making together and that you can produce every day at home and use to help give you a nutritional boost on your way towards getting pregnant. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.